Well, hello.
Me with my stinky armpit.
Can't smell it from here, so all good.
The plant is rubbing my hair, right? As always does in this.
Yeah, it is. You could move that little thingy.
Doesn't matter.
There you are.
There we are. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yes, it's been a roller coaster of things.
Roller coaster of things. Well, please update us. Give us an update, mate. Aye.
Well, as you can see, I've grown the biggest I've ever been.
Yeah, last stretch, right?
Last final, yeah. It's been good, but it's getting pretty uncomfortable. I think last night was the first night where, the sleep was already a little bit iffy, but last night was the first time where I actually just couldn't sleep and was considering coming downstairs and sitting, reading or whatever.
You fell asleep while sitting.
Yeah, well, because that was the only way I could get comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm huge.
Yeah, not long now, right? Not long left.
I'm really, really embracing and enjoying this pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's been absolute blast. It flew by too fast. I don't know where July went. We're at the end of July and
yeah, that's true.
It went like in a second. But yeah, I can't wait to see her.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the entire time of your pregnancy, right? It felt that it just went. And now when you sort of know the date and the things now we'll have to go through on the last stage, when we have to go to the hospital and whatnot, and it's like, what, two weeks left? 3? Whatever it is.
2 weeks.
Till 4th.
Less than 2 weeks.
Till 4th of August.
Yeah.
So this literally last bit, it seems like that's taking longer than the entire 9.
Yeah, I know. And I'm off work now, and it's just crazy because I keep procrastinating from doing things that I was supposed to do.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Crochet beast.
That as well, yeah.
But it's just been it's been a good run. So yeah, the update is that they moved our due date because we are having planned C-section.
Yeah.
And just because the baby is a rule breaker like her mum, she's not complying with the rules.
Yeah, true. What, at 35 weeks? She was already, 3.2 or 3.5 kilos?
Yeah.
Just a little above 7 pounds?
Yeah.
So yeah.
She's growing to be a chunky, strong baby.
She's a chunky.
But yeah, she's breached, so we're gonna have a cesarean section.
So we have a date planned.
We have a planned
for
date.
4th of
Yeah,
August.
not what I honestly wanted.
Yeah.
But something I will have to accept and go through.
It's part of life, right?
Exactly.
You improvise, adapt, overcome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened as well. Some of you, whoever watches this, might know I banged my knee at end of end of June.
Yeah. So, give us a knee update.
So I did that. It's been what now? For 4 weeks? 4 weeks.
4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, I think I did it on 23rd or 24th. So yeah, it's been 4 weeks. As you can see, I can sort of move it that much. So that's always good. Can go up and down the stairs. Can't run yet. But yeah, have an MRI scan. And at first we thought it's like PCL probably rupture, which would have taken ages to heal. And it's a nasty recovery. I might have needed a surgery. But,
kind of no recovery.
well, but
well, you can recover, yeah.
apparently because I'm a different breed Eastern European.
If I do say so myself.
I know, right? Made tough. So I just ended up having a little bit of tear in my quad tendon above my knee. So I have an MRI, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's just that. But I have an MRI scan on 6th of August to confirm that. And then I've been to see a physio and he wants to get that MRI scan before my recovery, not to make more damage.
Yes.
If he gives me like too much of a load to start recovering that knee. But I'm doing small bits and bobs myself anyway, because I can't just sit still. And yeah, it's doing something. So yeah, that's that. Healing from within, healing with love.
Yes. So one thing we wanted to talk about was during this pregnancy, whether it's my hormones rubbing on you, you've been crying a little bit more.
I know, we're telling everybody this, right? Okay. Yeah.
Well, you've been getting emotional a little bit more. And we were speaking about this, that
I don't know if it's... it's probably some of your pregnancy hormones, but it's me connecting with the universe. But yeah, go on.
I think so, yes. It's you connecting to your root self or getting to know you. Yeah. And yeah, we spoke about it, that we've been raised with the saying ingrained in our heads that real men don't cry.
Yeah, what a loads of bollocks, right?
It is, yeah. It's something that should never be said to a little boy.
Yeah.
Because I remember that us girls, we had to be good girls to behave, and boys couldn't cry because men don't cry.
Yeah. And if you think about it, that's generational trauma for you inflicted since early age.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a sort of inflicted standard in your head that, well, if you cry, if you feel these feelings or emotions that you do want to, well, let out, and it makes you cry, that is wrong, and you're less than.
Yeah, and then people wonder why they have then pent up anger and whatever else issues, depression, feeling suicidal and whatnot, because society taught us to be that way, right? Like,
yes,
everybody cares about mental health, but no one cares about men's mental health per se, if you wish. I'm not going to talk about mental health in here in general, but the general thought of that you have to be the strong one, but like who takes care of the strong one, and who asks the strong one if the strong one is all right?
But crying is not a weakness.
No. I suppose it took me a lot of years to actually realize that, and it took a lot of work on self.
Yes.
If that makes sense, but yes, it's not a weakness. I think it's a sign of strength, to be honest, because in my mind now, the way I see world and the way I think, it takes a certain individual, man or woman, whatever, especially because men been told that they can't cry, right? If we're talking about men, it takes a certain individual to go past your pride and ego, all the generational trauma and conditioning that you had, to lower your guards that much, to accept that and say that, or to understand that this is okay. And even I struggled, and to this day sometimes struggle with that, because it's like, oh, what is this shit, and blah blah blah, how can I cry, and then you have to sort of like snap out of it, allow yourself feel those emotions and go through that. And as not manly as it looks or feels, usually that brings some sort of enlightenment and answers maybe that you were searching, whether consciously or subconsciously. And that's why for me it's a beautiful thing. And if anything, after eating a bit of a snot, you just feel alleviated.
And I mean, my point is that being vulnerable, crying is not a weakness, it's a strength, as you say.
Yeah.
Because you're not afraid to be vulnerable. in that moment, because you know that, well, you just feel that feeling, you let it out, however it comes out, whether it's a scream, whether it's a cry, you let it out. And
I get angry when I cry.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Maybe that's what it is. All the anger inside. But though that being said, and talking about crying, sorry, I interrupted your thought.
No.
It's a funny thing. It's not a funny thing, but the fact that you pointed out the other day that the amount I cried the whatever last day when I did it was the most that you saw me in past 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an interesting fact.
I think the book I was reading a while ago, Women Who Run with the Wolves.
Yeah.
It was talking about how we as women are conditioned not to cry anymore as well, and we forget that just crying, just sitting, crying it out.
So that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
right. That makes sense.
You don't have to, I don't know, be sad or happy or whatever. Just if you feel something and it makes you cry, let it out, and that clears some sort of emotional backlog that you don't store it in your body that could manifest as physical thing.
Yeah.
And that's where sometimes shit gets really hard, and you just cry into a pillow for, I don't know, half an hour or whatever, or cry at night. But after that, in the morning, to me at least, I feel that my shoulders are more relaxed.
True. It's physical, right?
My eyes are sore, don't get me wrong. But my body feels that it let go of something physical as well, not only emotional. So I think it's good to cry for both men and women, because there's something that if we keep it to ourselves, if we swallow the emotion inside and keep it in, it can rot physically and create some sort of physical presence, whether it's a serious disease or just some sort of discomfort or just some sort of muscle pain. It could manifest into something really bad if you don't if you don't feel out those emotions.
True.
And don't let them out or hold the tears back.
True. And I know for some people this probably sounds like some sort of woo-woo shit, but it's not. It's been proved by science. The emotions that's not been dealt with, been stored in your body as blockages, and eventually, after long enough time, you will suffer consequences.
Yes.
So it's hard for me, I suppose as a man as well, to go through this journey of life and actually learn these new patterns or relearn the programming that I've been given by my parents, by society, and sort of understand how all of that works. And as life throws shit at you, you have to learn to deal with whatever's coming your way. So talking the emotional side of things, whether it's a good emotion, bad, is it happy or sad or whatever that is, rather than pushing it away, that's how it works for me. You should embrace that, right? Allow that to go through you. Feel it. Feel the fucking pain, feel the joy, the sadness, whatever that is. Don't block it, don't push it, don't hide away with a smile. I'm a happy Larry and all that. That will internally create a blockage that is stored in your body, most cases in your heart, and you go through life with that, and eventually you will reap consequences. Whatever those consequences will be, they will be. And I know that from my own experience, and I know that through my friend experience, how eventually you have a mental breakdown and your health starts to deteriorate all through that.
Yes, because
stress, it creates that.
It does, yeah. And it's normalized nowadays. It's advertised that you have to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
You have to feel good all the time.
Always.
But there's a spectrum of emotions that it's normal to go
feel.
In a wave in terms of you will be high sometimes, you will be very low sometimes, and it's good, it's okay. You just have to accept, understand why you're high, understand why you're low.
Yeah.
So, but all these emotions are there for us to feel. If we didn't know hurt or sadness, we would know what feels good.
And what joy and happiness is, right?
Exactly.
One comes with the other.
Exactly. So we can't push away and avoid pain or sadness just because it's popularized to be happy.
Right.
Come on.
But yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, so that's one thing I think that made me realize that from my point, I mean, as a woman, I grew up with a sister. I never had a brother or a lot of, I mean, I did grow up with a lot of boys as friends.
Yeah.
But I never realized how fucked up it is to tell a boy, men don't cry. Whereas,
what's wrong with you? Men don't cry. Stop it.
Yeah, that's what we used to hear.
And that's what you do to your children. And that's what people... I remember that as a child. Your mom says that.
Yeah.
Your dad says that.
Yeah. To my nephew now, I can hear things that they say and it just goes really against me.
Yeah. But what can you do?
Well, you can't change some people, but you can change the way you look at them.
Yeah.
You can allow them be what they are. And hey ho.
True. You're sharing wisdom in here today.
I'm a wise woman. I've
Yes.
got 2 brains.
Oh, yeah, true.
Two brains, two
brains,
hearts.
2 hearts. Yeah.
I'm full of love, full of wisdom. Take it from me.
But yeah, it's actually feels good to chat. It's been a while now, right?
Yeah.
I think it's been a month.
I've got loads of pent up wisdom in my head,
which is always nice to share with one another and everybody else, right?
Yep. I had some points I had written down a while ago when we were planning to do this. So that's one of them that we just spoke. Anything else you want to share?
She has some points. Well, I'm operating on an hour and a half, almost 2 hours sleep today.
Yeah.
So I think I'm lacking emotion. And
my 3 o'clock at night, or was it 3:30? That shower didn't help.
Yeah, you
sleep,
took a shower
probably.
3:30 in the morning, and because it didn't feel comfortable, and you needed a shower.
I needed to immerse my body into water. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a chat, and then tried to go to sleep. But then there was a lot of shit on my mind, and I decided, you know what, I'll get up at whatever it was, 20 to 6, quarter to 6, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I probably had 2 more hours sleep than you.
Yeah, so see, you're doing better.
I've got more emotions.
So have you seen any topics that you...
Yes, it was when people change or fear of change. When do actually people change? When they say like, I will change.
The way I see it, whatever that change is for you, right? You will only do it when the amount of pain that you're feeling in a current situation that you are before that change that you're looking for happens increases that much that a change becomes less fearful thing to aim for than to live with the pain that you are now feeling.
Yes.
And that's when a change happens.
I think so too, yes. And sometimes people fear of that change and live in that pain just because changing the current situation would mean something unknown.
True, but what I said to my friend the other day is during when you're fearful of something and you decide to make that step into the unknown and that stepping out of the comfort that is familiar, that's when we grow as human beings.
Yep.
And that is beautiful to me. And that's why you always need to sort of like keep reminding yourself of that and keep pushing yourself towards this. Whenever you feel a little bit comfortable, like you do something like, that's the next step. That's the next step to get yourself out of that to be able to grow.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not for everybody, but if you can embrace that, it's a beautiful thing and it makes you see life in a different light. And it's once again, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So taking that leap of faith to immerse yourself into unknown.
Yeah.
And being a little bit uncomfortable for the sake of getting rid of the pain that's dragging you down.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Definitely. At least from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else? What else do...
It's tough. It's more about relationships again. Falling in love with the idea of other people rather than an actual person.
Should we touch this on a separate subject?
I think it's a separate, long subject again.
On another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, actually. But not to mix them and save time for people.
Not to run by them.
Yeah, I think maybe this could be the aim of the next one. So maybe we can, I don't know if...
Tune in next time for
next week, yeah.
A little chat about relationships and
specific topic.
Falling in love with the idea of a person rather than the actual person.
Right, that's right. That's what
and
it will
more.
Be. But yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. It's a fair point, and we can definitely discuss that next on to the next one. So yeah. I mean, my mind has this fucking fog today. It's like I'm here, but I'm not. In terms of like some of the woo-woo shit as well. Like it feels like your body is sitting in here, but your mind is asleep. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
You need a nap.
Yeah, maybe once we finish record this, I'll have a nap. But then
I'll have one too.
Then I said these words just now, right? And I know it's a lie because while we're talking in the back of my mind, I already know that once I'll switch the camera on, I'll switch the laptop on because I'll want to edit this as soon as I can.
Well, you can put the laptop and start working on it and then
fall asleep with it.
If you close your eyes, you close your eyes.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a hell of a ride last night. I hope the night coming will be a little bit more comfortable, but I am getting big and I just don't know how.
Yeah, a lot of shit is going on, right? So
yeah,
a lot of emotions flying left, right and center, and yeah.
But it's happy days.
It is.
Happy days.
Once again, it was nice to hold this microphone again.
Oh yes.
Have a wee little chat.
Little chat.
No, you don't say that. You have wee chat, right?
Wee chat.
With you and you.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and I hope we can discuss the next one next week. Just touch upon just that subject. Make a really quick one, short and sweet, and talking about loving an idea of somebody rather than that person, right?
Yeah, or talk about love in general.
All that.
What is love?
We can merge that. and the concept of
Ooh,
it
it's
sounds
good.
difficult. Oof. Might not be short and
That
sweet.
might be a
then.
third one, actually,
Third one.
because it's a very long topic. I think it's a big topic.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot to talk about.
that's it. So we'll leave you with that. And well, if you're still listening, thank you. We do really appreciate you. And have a good day or evening, wherever you are.
Thank you.